Hey, and welcome back to Sewing from Scratch. If you are interested in learning how to make a kangaroo pouch pocket and attaching it in the side seams, this is the video for you. It's a fairly simple technique, but you don't see it around a lot, and I thought it was a great hack to be able to add to literally any shirt pattern. And if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And I'd also love for you to hit that subscribe button because there's a giveaway going on right now for $50 at sewyyc. I will link that video down below so you can make sure you get entered. There is another giveaway coming up very soon, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on that one. It's a biggie and I'm sure you're gonna love it. So let me show you how to easily add a kangaroo pouch pocket to any shirt pattern. All right, so the first thing you wanna do is take your front pattern piece and just kind of lay it out like this, all smoothed out. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want a general idea of the size of it. You want to just check out some Facebook posts or Google search or even Pinterest on kangaroo pouch pockets, and you just want to know how big you want your pocket to be, and it's totally up to you. And of course this is going to depend on the size of your sweater too and what age it's for and everything. I knew I didn't want mine super high. I wanted it to kind of be around the tummy, keeping in mind that this pattern has a band on it as well. So I figured I would want mine right about there. So I wanted it to be right around there, and then you need to add hem allowance so that you can fold it under and then top stitch it on. So I'm going to add a 1/2 inch here just to fold under a 1/2 inch, and then we will top stitch it on and you'll see how we do that. So I know that's how high I want it, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out a rectangle that is this height. So that ends up being 6.5 inches by the width of your shirt. And we do want it to be the width of our shirt because we want it to be in the inseam, right? So we're not going to be top stitching anywhere on the shirt at the bottom. It's going to all be hidden in the inseam, so you don't have to worry about top stitching there. We will only be top stitching along the top. You can now cut out a rectangle that is half the width of your shirt by the height that you have determined. Okay, so now once you have this square cut out, you can fold your shirt in half to make sure that it is half, because we are going to be cutting this on the fold of the fabric so that it is symmetrical. And mine is half. If it's a little bit bigger, that's fine because it'll just overhang then. And then what you can do is, again, looking at some sort of inspiration photo, you're just going to make a slight curve in the corner here for the opening to the pocket. And you're totally just going to freehand this. I can't give you an exact number because this is going to vary tremendously on the pattern size. I will tell you what I ended up doing here. If you happen to be using the 3 to 6T Apple Tree GROW Bunnyhug, you can use this same method if this is what you like. So I've already done this step, so I'm just going to use my original pattern piece. It is 2 3/8 inches from the edge. Then I went down about 3 1/4 inches from the top, and then I just made a curve like that. We will be adding a band here, so don't worry about having to hem this. And once you're happy with what you have, then you can go ahead and cut out your fabric. If you want to fabric match, pattern match, if this was my fabric piece, you would just lay this on top, matching up everything, and then cut off the bottom because we know that the bottom is going to be secured at the same point. Once you know that's what you want, you can go ahead and mark the sides, or you can go ahead with your rotary cutter and very carefully trim along the edge to make them the exact same width. Okay, remove your front piece. Now we know that this is the right width, so we're just going to fold it in half. And if you do have a non-directional print and you are trying to match it up, make sure you know which is the bottom and which is the top. So then I'm just going to lay my pattern piece on here. Of course, you can use pattern weights or pins if you like. And I'm going to cut this out. So there is my pouch pocket. Okay, so once you have your pattern pieces cut, we now need to make some band, and I'm just going to use some scraps that we had here. And you can kind of do this any way you want. I want my band to be a 1/2 inch, sticking a 1/2 inch out. So that means I need to make the band pattern piece to be 1.5 inches because I need a 1/2 inch on each side because it's folded over, plus then I need the seam allowance of 1/4 inch on both sides. And don't worry about the length right now. So now the first thing to do is to attach these bands. So you're going to fold it in half, press it if you want, and we're going to pin it all the way along right sides together. You can see here how much extra I have. So you want to be able to pull it tight, but you don't want it to like be super puckery. You do want a little bit of tension on there. So I'm going to go ahead and clip these on. So I'm just going to leave a little bit on the edge so I have something to hold on to. And I'm really only clipping it on here to keep things neat. I will end up stretching it as we go. You could also do this as a binding, and all you would do for that is attach these to the wrong side and then flip it over to cover your seam, and then it would be bound, kind of like the pockets in this picture that I'll pop up here. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and serge these both on, stretching a little bit. And you wanna make sure you're stretching your band, not the main piece. And also make sure you're stretching evenly throughout and not too much, not more in one spot than another. Another thing you want to make sure of is that you don't have your pouch pocket piece puckered when you're adding this on. Wow, that's a lot of P's. Because then you'll get a pleat of sorts. Okay, so here's how it looks now. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim these off a bit here. Now the next step is to add it onto your front piece. Whenever you're adding a piece by top stitching, you really want to make sure that it is secured properly. So I'm going to go ahead and press this a 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to use pins to pin it onto the front of my pattern piece. I'm going to use my cover stitch, but you can definitely use just a regular sewing machine, either with a twin needle, or if you only have a single needle, you could do a stretch stitch or a zigzag stitch. I would not recommend tops, like just a straight stitch, because this will have a lot of stress on it. So as you're pinning this on, you want to make sure that the band seam is down, not flipped up. So you want to make sure you are getting as close to this folded edge as possible. Okay, and there's how it turned out. Pretty good. I went a little bit off here, but hopefully not too noticeable once it's on. And then you just go and construct the rest of your hoodie as normal. Just make sure when you're doing the side seams that you catch the side on both sides, and when you do the band, to make sure you catch both layers in the front. I would love if you leave me a comment down below letting me know what pattern you are really enjoying for tops, whether it's for your kids or yourself. I would really like to know. I'm always into finding new patterns. I'd really love for you to head over to that sewyyc video so you can enter the giveaway, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our 300 subscriber giveaway, because it is a big one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.